Hello there, my name is James Harrington. If Spanish football is for you, then this is the place to be. I've been away for a few weeks for work commitments, but I'm back previewing Matchday 15 and two huge fixtures. The first game we're going to preview is Villarreal versus Barcelona. Now this video is being recorded while the Champions League fixtures are taking place. Villarreal, before the international break, were able to beat Getafe 1-0, bringing an end to a winless run of 4 matches. Manu Trigueros getting the goal early on, and his third goal this season, already beating his tally for last season across all competitions. The big downside though from this game was the injury to their star man, their new signing, their best player so far, Arnau Danjuma. After the international break, they then had a match against Celta Vigo at Balaidos, a game against a side that are struggling as well, but it ended with a 1-1 draw. Now, I've said this before, I'll say it again, but it was so evident in this game is that they're lacking real firepower. They had 18 shots, were only able to muster a return of 1 goal. Now, that even came from the fact that the Celta Vigo goalkeeper, De Toro, fumbled the ball and Albert Moreno was able to pounce on it. On Villarreal's social media, it seems that Gerard Moreno is back in training, so hopefully that means he is in contention for this weekend's fixture against Barcelona. In welcome news, returning from injury, we did see Juan Foyth come back into the starting lineup. The right back who has been out for a couple of games, with Serge Aurier filling in ably, I might add. It's great to have him back because he truly is a really dependable feature for the Yellow Submarine. Now, going back to Manu Trigueros recently said in a post-match press conference that his side had been dropping points from strange positions and that Villarreal should be fighting out in the top half of the table. And I couldn't agree more. Look, Unai Emery, a man who recently was touted for the Newcastle job but declined it and reaffirmed his commitment to Villarreal, is a very talented manager. But he has arguably one of the best squads in La Liga this season, and they really are underperforming. They've had 7 draws, they sit 12th, and they're currently 10 points off the Champions League spots. On a side note though, I do see that they've got the Copa del Rey first round next week, and I imagine that's a competition that Unai Emery will be looking to advance in quite far. As I say, he is a knockout cup specialist, and he'll be wanting to add to Villarreal's trophy cabinet. Before then though, they have to play Manchester United in the Champions League. And yes, whilst Manchester United recently sacked their manager and their league form is dire, you can never rule them out putting in a good performance. We now turn to Barcelona, and so much has happened since we last spoke. The big thing being the appointment of a new manager, club legend, Xavi, a man who spent 17 years at the club and won 25 trophies. For football fans in my generation, we are at this really interesting point where players that you watch growing up have now transitioned into management, and hopefully it works out well for them. Now, Xavi purportedly turned down this job twice before. Once because he felt he just wasn't ready for the role, and the other time due to a lack of faith, shall we say, in the club's hierarchy. But now he's come in and he has a very difficult job on his hands. Already though, it seems like he's breathed a whole sense of new life into the camp now, as shown by the attendance at his first fixture in charge against Espanyol in the Barcelona derby. Now in this match, I don't think it's too unfair to say, but Espanyol should have won that game. They had a number of glorious opportunities, especially in the final 10 minutes from the likes of RDT and De Mata, who had that free header and he spurned that chance because it went wide. And as well, question marks over the dubious nature in which Memphis Depay got the penalty. That was the only goal in this match against Espanyol. Xavi was brought in to reinstill the principles of Cruyff and Guardiola. Possession-based football, working hard on and off the ball. And yes, we did see that in parts. But the big thing that was noticeable, and it was a continuation of the work done by his predecessors, and yes, that does include Koeman, was his faith in the youngsters. We saw Ilias, the 17-year-old, get his debut playing out wide, and also in the second half, the introduction of 19-year-old Abdi, who had that something different, didn't he, when he came on? Really was a lot more direct. Now, there are a number of issues that Xavi has to deal with, and mainly, that is the injuries. Big name players are out at the moment. Fati, Dembele, Pedro, the latter being crowned Golden Boy. And we've seen that Xavi has already brought in his medical team from El Sad. Now the big question mark as well from these injuries is that of Serginho Dest, the right back. Now Serginho Dest is currently out with back injuries, I believe, and this season we have seen him flirting with the idea of going further forward, and whilst it did kind of work out, he just doesn't have that sharpness in front of goal. Now against Espanyol, Xavi played Mingueza. Now Mingueza isn't exactly a right back, is he? He doesn't have that attacking nous, nor does he have the mobility required. But we have seen them do in recent weeks is bring back another club legend, Dani Alves. Now the 38-year-old still has a lot to offer, and he clearly has a lot of love for the club, coming in as the lowest paid player that is permitted by La Liga. And you would imagine when he's permitted to play, which in January, he might start the next few games. There's going to be a real sense of competition at that right back spot. And let's not forget Sergi Roberto. The other thing that Barcelona have had to contend with in recent weeks, and it is really sad news, is the heart problems to Sergio Aguero. Now, rumour has it, and I hope it's not true, that he's going to announce his retirement this week from football, which we really unfortunate. I do hope he makes a full recovery, but that does mean a big problem for Barcelona because they are already lacking in attacking options, and to lose Sergio Aguero does not help the cause. And seemingly, Xavi does not really trust Luke de Jong, according to the media. Before the game against Villarreal, they do have to play Benfica in the Champions League, which is a really difficult fixture. It was the match in September where they lost 3-0, which really did spell the beginning of the end for Ronald Koeman. We now turn to Real Madrid, who put in a really strong, one of their best performances this season against Granada at Nuevo Los Carmenes, winning 4-1. The best example of the quality that they had on display on the weekend was their third goal, the combination between Benzema, Modric and Vinicius Jr. But the player that was a cut above the rest, the king of the match, had to be Toni Kroos. And his stats don't lie. 4 key passes, 2 assists, 76 passes in total, with a 97.4% completion rate. He was able to play through Granada's press and create a number of opportunities for the likes of Vinicius Jr. Ancelotti after the match was full of praise for his midfield trio, that being Kroos, Modric and Casemiro, with the latter I felt not having the best of games. But he said they do things that he doesn't even ask them to do. Graham Hunter reported that Beaton and Granada manager Robert Moreno said, the moment you give Modric and Kroos time and space, you're already beaten. The three of them have got 6 goals and 1 assist in the last 3 matches. So yes, they really are getting better with age. 2 other players though I need to talk about, and it has to be the strike partnership that's getting go from strength to strength, and that is Vinicius Jr. and Karim Benzema. Now, Vinicius Jr. was causing all kinds of problems for the Granada defence with his mazy runs and his incredible dribbling on display on the weekend. He even was able to frustrate the Granada defence so much that Monchu put in a ridiculous tackle which culminated in him getting a red card. Vinicius Jr. was taken off in the 71st minute, mainly due to the fact that Real Madrid needed to protect him. That's how much it felt Granada players were out to get him. And then you had Benzema, and yes, Benzema didn't get a goal in the weekend, but he put in a really influential performance. And again, another player getting better with age, someone who the commentator said has scored 19 goals in the past 3.5 months. But the big conundrum that was evident in the match against Granada is, what is Carlo Ancelotti going to do about his right wing position? Marco Asensio started, played the full 90 minutes and he got a goal. Prior to that he got a hat-trick against Mallorca. But there's still also the likes of Rodrigo, the silky Brazilian who Ancelotti can call upon, and even Gareth Bale, who might not be winning any fans amongst the Madrid fan base due to the fact he was playing for Wales over the international break, yet he's been ruled out injured recently for Real Madrid. It is a difficult spot to decide who deserves the starting berth. And Andrea Orlandi in the commentary said, we should be hopefully getting to a version of Marcos Asensio we know he can be. I feel like that's been said for a while. But there are some tough games coming up, some really tough games for Real Madrid, and hopefully he can prove himself. After the game against Sevilla, they've got to play likes of Athletic Club, Real Sociedad, Inter Milan and Atletico Madrid. Now Sevilla in the midweek do have to play Wolfsburg in the Champions League. Now Sevilla have been struggling in the Champions League, haven't they, in what is a relatively straightforward group, you would think. But fortunately for Sevilla, their poor Champions League form is not translating to their performances in La Liga because they're doing particularly well at the moment. That being said, though, they did have a 2-2 draw on the weekend against Alaves. Now, you would think originally this is quite a poor result, but the rain was lashing it down at the Ramon Sanchez Pizjuan, and as well, Calleja, the Alaves manager, who did look to be on his way out, had finally got the side ticking from Mendizorroza. Now, in this match, they were fortunate that Rakitic got the goal that levelled the score, and they almost got a winner if it wasn't only for a good save from Fernando Pacheco. They were briefly top of La Liga, but they currently sit third with a game in hand on second place Real Sociedad, with that match having to be played in December against Barcelona. Before the international break, though, they did secure the 8th victory of the season in El Gran Derby against bitter rivals Real Betis, thanks to goals from Marcos Acuna and Hector Bellerin own goal. Now, Sevilla are doing well. After 8 wins, they're on 28 points in 13 matches. That record has only been matched one time before by Sevilla's side, and that was in the 2006-2007 season when Juan de Ramos was at the helm. So therefore, Sevilla and Julian Lopetegui must be very happy with their team's form at the moment, still meaning they are serious title contenders for La Liga. Yusuf En-Nesyri seems to be out till January. That means Rafa Mir, a man who's got 4 goals this season, their new signing over the summer, needs to take that opportunity. And can he be the man that leads the line from the side from Andalusia? Well, that's it for this episode. I do hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button, that notification bell, and why not give the video a thumbs up? It's all greatly appreciated. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.